list. Yes. Now let's look at some list methods. Now for that, I don't really think I need these numbers anymore. I'm going to delete them. We are doing new stuff, right? Good. List methods, right? Now, what do I mean by list methods? Okay, so these are methods just like what we did for strings that can be applied to our list to get them to do something. So we have the dot append. This is a method, right? Yes. Now, what this is going to do is going to add something to the end of a list. You understand? Yes. So now let's try to add something to our fruit list. Let's see, pineapple, right? Now, when we add our pineapple, now this is the method and it takes in a string, right? But where do we want to add the pineapple to? We just see our fruits list. We're just going to add pineapple to the end of our fruit list over here, right over here, right? Now to confirm that, right after we append, let's print our fruits. I'm going to run this, and you can see we have our pineapple over here. Actually, you can see. Now you can see we have our pineapple over here. Let me shrink this again. Good. Now the next thing I want us to look at is the dot insert method. So with insert, whatever we are going to add, we can put it at a very specific index. Do you understand? Yes, that's why we learned about indexing all of that first, you see. So now we could say that we want this, our pineapple, to be at index 1, like this. So insert, as opposed to append, takes in just 2 parameters, you understand? Instead of the 1, just the string, it also takes in this. Now let me see if that will actually pop up. Yes, it takes in the index and then a string, you understand? Yes. So now let's do that and let's print our fruits and let's see. Boom. So index 1 is our second position, right? So now we have inserted. Now mind you, we said insert, we didn't say I don't know, replace or anything, you understand? So it just entered and then now part of it. So now we have 4 list items. Now that's totally fine. Is so that's a normal behavior here. So we have our apple, our pineapple, our guava, and our banana. Very simple like that. That's to print our fruit. Good. Now the next method I want us to look at is our extend. You understand? Now with extend, it's going to help us to add how do I multiple items. You understand? Yes. Now what do I mean by multiple items? So with extend, we are not taking in just an index or a string and blah, blah. We are taking in multiple strings, you see. So let's add in, let me see, an elderberry. I think that's a thing, right? Again, I'm not lying. And let's see a fig. Yes. Now hopefully this makes this a list of 5 with these at the end, right? So I'm going to run this. List.extend takes exactly 1 argument, 2 given. Now guys, I'm going to give you a lesson on debugging, right? I don't know if you have the appropriate extensions, but this will be the point where you will Google how does extend work in Python and you go through the docs. But I think I have a docs plugin over here. So let me see. So right off the bat, you can see that our iterable should be a list containing what? A list of strings. Let me put it that way. Okay, so we have the string part right, but we don't have the list part right. So I'm going to put this in a list right here. So open and then close. Yes. Now I didn't actually go into the documentation because I have the plugin, but watching you should probably do that. Good. And then you can see that it does work like that. So we are able to add these two as a single object, you see, in the list. Now that these are some of the importance of our list too. Now the next thing I want us to look at is .pop. You see, now all these are methods in the documentation. I think there are even more. These are the ones I can find off the top of my head. Now let's clear this because ideally it also takes in something different. Now for .pop, there's 2 ways we can actually do this, right? We can actually put the value of what we want to remove, or we just leave it empty. Now if you leave it empty, you're just going to take off the last thing. You can see that our banana is RIP right now. Our banana is dead. Mr. Banana is dead because we popped him off, you see. Now let's do something different. .remove. Now this is also another method that I deem important. So let's say remove. Good. So now fruits.remove. Now this one, let me check again. Okay, so it needs some sort of string, right? So let me see, what are we removing? Let's remove Mr. Kwaba, right? Now Mr. Kwaba has been disrespectful to us. Let's just take him out of our list. And boom. Yes, as you can see, we have fired Mr. Kwaba from our company, from our list, from our whatever you want to call it. Good. Now, these are the last things I want to do, right? Yes. So we have membership testing, you see. Yes. Now let's see, membership test. Now, because I've removed Mr. Kwaba, I'm going to use Mr. Kwaba for the membership test. Yes. Now we can just see guava in fruits. Mind you, again, this is like a boolean. This is going to evaluate to true or false, but let's print it. Good. So with this, now let me confirm. Good. Yes, it's going to evaluate to false. Yes. We fired Mr. Kwaba. So you can see that we printed false because he is not in our fruit list. Now that's a membership test. Now let's do a membership test for someone who is actually an employee. So let's check for Apple, right? So is Apple still in our fruit company? Fruit.co.python. True, yes. So you can see that we have a true for that, yes. And then finally, we can look at sorting, yes. And I think I'm done with all of these guys. So let's look at sorting. Yes, now for sorting, it's exactly how it sounds. So for that, let me create. So for that, I'm going to create a list, right? Now, let's see, 88, 92, 70. Now these are just some 79. Let me see, 93, 85. Yes. I hope I mix them up well enough. Now these are just some scores we are going to use. And again, we store them in a variable. Let's say scores. Good. Now, to use our sorting, we have our sort method. We have a sort method built in Python, right? Now we can call dot sort on scores, and this is going to sort everything for us. So now again, this wouldn't give us any outputs. I mean, we have done that, but after sorting our list, let's go ahead and then we'll print it, right? So we print our scores and good. So now you can see that this is in, let me see, ascending order, right, from the lowest to the highest. That's literally what sort. That literally was sort that. So we have been able to sort it like that. Now let me also show you another use case for this, right? Now inside the sort, it takes in a parameter called reverse, right? Now we can say reverse is equal to true if we want the results in the other way around. You see, yes. Now, so maybe you are looking for people to repeat in the class. Now, mind you, you can't repeat someone who has 79. You can't, but you get the whole point. But maybe instead you're looking for smart people, like more smart people. You can just turn around the list and then you actually run. You see the output, and then it's the other way around. We are coming up from 93, then to 92, then to 88, then to 85, and then to 79. Yes. Yes, good. So that's all for lists in Python. See you in the next one.